Hello and welcome. Today we have a VOD review on Dorado. We got a master Hanzo player. I've never seen this video before, so I'll be commenting in real time. So let's get into it. This comp obviously is a little bit odd with the Torbjorn. I went a little bit ahead to verify that the Torbjorn was a legitimate pick, which it looks like it is. So as Hanzo, with a comp like this, just in general, the way Hanzo plays, he's kind of a mid-range character, doesn't want to be too far back, doesn't want to be too far forward. He wants to be contesting flanks, pushing them when possible, and just generally applying a lot of pressure with kind of like odd and sneaky angles. Dorado is a good map for Dorado. Dorado is a good map for Hanzo. There's lots of kind of like buildings and little walls that you can go up behind and get some really cool angles. One off the top of my head is that yellow wall on the far right that you can kind of get up there and apply pressure literally from behind your opponents. So that's the tactic that maybe we can see here. If not, yeah, we'll kind of see what this Hanzo does and we'll react accordingly. With a comp like this, your team should be quite resilient to flanks because of the Torbjorn. So that's something that also Hanzo is pretty good at doing, is deterring flankers with Sonic and with just people generally fearing Scatter Arrow. So your comp should be able to like push pretty confidently. So again, we'll kind of see if these themes come up or not, but we'll see. Okay, cool.
3, 2, 1. Attack commencing.
Okay, yeah, it's good Sonic. Okay, so just right off the bat, a little bit passive. So your Genji just got a kill on soldiers. That's great. So I would have liked to see you going for a little bit more aggressive and go scale this building. Get up there and start seeing what you can kind of what you can do. Like maybe your opponents are in a place where you can kind of punish them. If not, you could just fall back off the building. So yeah, I would have liked to see something like that. Okay. Okay, so they're set up there. Oh, he returned the kill. Okay. Okay, you're going up here. I like this. Let me see that. Let me see that. What's that? Oh, okay, that was Genji. Okay, okay. Okay, wait for the Doomfist. Where did he go? Yeah, he went up there. Okay, cool. Nice. Very well done. So I like that because you actually heard him use his thing, and then you went up there to verify that he was still up there, and you killed him. So excellent play. Nice. Yeah, your gameplay is solid so far. This is great. The quality is not so great. 720. Okay, that's about as high as I can go. Okay, cool. We'll keep this running. Cool. So you guys are just brawling right now. This is great. Nice. Missed scatter there. That's okay.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Cool. So now, yeah, you can get aggressive. To be honest, you can actually get far more aggressive than this. As you can see, your teammates are already posturing forward. You have these two little arrows here. You could probably go to that far right around church, or you can go through this left side towards bank. I think both are perfectly viable, but I think right now is the time to, you have downtime. Now is the time to get one of those tricky angles that we talked about and start catching your opponents off guard. Because so far right now, you've just been playing in a very kind of brawly way, which was what you needed to do. Your teams, everyone was just fighting, and this whole time you've just been in fighting mode, which is, yeah, and you've been killing it, so that's great. Now it's time to start thinking kind of more tactically. You have lots of downtime to work with right now, and it's important that you use it. There's all this ground for you to utilize, and right now it looks like you're just going to stay here, which isn't bad, but you could be doing so much more. Okay. Yeah, so your Genji just died. Okay. Okay, so because of your Genji just dying, I think it's okay that you fall back to the payload. So I think this is okay that you stay around here. But I would have liked to see you already look for that, like a position that we talked about. Okay, so they're set. It's actually... Well, okay, well, let's keep playing out. You're still looking for a pick here, that's fine. So yeah, you want to be passive because you guys are down a man, so this is good. You're not being too aggressive, I like that. Nice. Oh, horrible res. The one-man res.
Heroes never die.
Okay, you were thinking he would drop down, okay.
Acknowledged. I understand.
You have my thanks.
Join me. Very well.
Okay, so let's kind of just look at that one more time. So I think you had an opportunity here. Since you knew the soldier was up there, I would have actually liked to see you use this sonic arrow right away and get up there and look to see if you can kill him with scatter. Instead, you kind of hesitated and went for the fight on the low ground with Genji, which it's not horrible, but much more likely that you can kill soldier just up there, catch him off guard. You have the sonic, you have the scatter, and you can get a kill here. And just kind of, you know, like we talked about earlier, this whole time, like earlier, we talked about that, utilizing that downtime. You could have been looking for a flank on the right or the left. For Hanzo, the right is probably better suited because he can utilize that the elevation better. You know, either would have been acceptable. And that whole time that, like, both teams were actually playing that kind of in a very silly manner. Your team was kind of trickling in. Their team was actually being pretty sloppy about their engagements as well. As Hanzo, you could have been on that right side, just wrecking people, catching them off guard as they're coming towards spawn, you know, or even just when their backs are behind you, when they're on that ledge. You can get some really sneaky kills that way and just kind of solo carry your team. Whereas when you're back here, yeah, obviously your aim is very good. You can kill people. You're very reliable with your shots. But your mechanics can only take you so far, right? Like, the more you rely on your mechanics, well, I guess the better way to phrase that is, if you don't utilize kind of the strategic, tactical side of Overwatch, then you're purely just relying on your mechanics to carry you, which some people do. There's people in the top 500 who have have a very poor understanding of the game of Overwatch, but are just super mechanically skilled. So I can tell that you are definitely a very skilled Hanzo. But you need to sometimes consider, you know, where can I be to maximize my potential. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this Dragon Strike. We'll see if it gets kills. But okay, when you're gonna do a sneaky Dragon Strike like this, there's two things I think that would help you a lot. One is an angle which they aren't looking at already, because if you consider this from your opponent's perspective, they're looking at you right now, like in this general direction, and so they're gonna immediately see that dragon and just run away. If you can catch them off guard from like the side or from the back or from like you know, sometimes Hanzos are really good at like having unsuspecting dragons coming from like up, or sorry, from the bottom going up or from the top going down, depending on the map. And that's important. But just as important, if not maybe more important, is that you do this while your teammates are already creating pressure on a different, well, ideally on a different part of the map, but at the very least at the same time. So what I mean by that is, let's assume that you got a nice position on the right or the left, like we've been talking about. If you had done that, then you can wait for your teammates to start kind of poking at your opponents. If not, maybe just full on engaging, and then that's the moment you do Dragon Strike, because your opponents are going to be preoccupied, preoccupied, and B, ideally not looking in the direction that the Dragon Strike is coming from. So if you can kind of marry those two concepts, you're going to get devastating Dragon Strikes, and they won't always get a lot of kills. Maybe they just get one kill, but they're going to create a lot of zoning potential. Whereas this Dragon Strike, good opponents are just going to walk away, and this is going to do absolutely nothing. So I like the aggressive Dragon Strikes, don't get me wrong. I like Hanzos to be getting Dragon Strikes frequently, to be spamming them, but you have to do it. ideally at the right time, which means your teammates are starting an engagement or they are engaging, and B, getting kind of sneaky angles. Okay, that's enough about that. So we'll see what happens here, because I don't know, maybe this gets 10 kills or 6 kills. Oh, okay, nice. You got the soldier. Cool. And to be fair, the distance you had was pretty good. Like, they were at a pretty good distance where the dragon would kind of appear in front of them. Plus, you had the mercy boosting you, so that was great. But still, you want to turn your dragon strikes into getting 0 or 1 kills to like 2, 3, 4 kills. And like I said, the most important thing is creating like chaos and disruption, and kind of creating zones where your opponents have to make really hard decisions to about how to handle the dragon strike, because they're already engaged with your teammates. That's gonna get you really high value dragon strikes. This is just kind of like a pick, like as if you got like a really good scatter, which is good. But if you're pushing for Grandmaster top 500, you wanna go for great, not just good. Nice. Beautiful. Looking for a scatter here. This is good. You're just waiting. This is good. Waiting for the... Good. You got mercy with you. You're fine. Yeah, you missed the left click there. It's okay. Get some high ground. Get some high ground. Oh, okay.
I've got you in my sights. See through the darkness.
I am ready to resurrect you. Heroes never die.
Nice. You got some res.
Protect the payload.
I love the patience. Okay, except that okay, so right here, okay, so up until this point, your play has been pretty stellar. You waited out, I think, the tack visor, and you were very patient with your play. You were kind of waiting for that mercy to come out, and you were trying to get like a pick on her if she popped her head out. And you were very patient. This is actually really beautiful. But right now, as soon as you got this Zen kill, actually, why did you back off? Did I miss something?
I am ready to resurrect.
So you get this kill. Well done. And then, you had scatter. There's Winston up there. Okay, so actually, based on what you saw, you coming in here is fine, but, well, yeah, I would have liked to see you just keep pressing this, like press this window, this door, and keep looking for kills. Yeah, so, and I don't mind you kind of looking in this direction to see if like anybody's coming back from spawn, or I don't know, someone comes from up here that you didn't expect. That's perfectly fine, but like your team needs to secure this payload. So you're kind of taking a little bit too long to get out of the fight, or sorry, taking too long outside of the fight. Out of the fight. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully. Okay, actually, yeah, this is a good dragon strike, I think. Yeah, this is a good one. I would have liked to seen it maybe a little bit tighter. So what I mean by that is, let's see. So I would have liked to seen you go more to the left, and then get like a kind of a better angle onto this payload, so that you kind of get, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to get this front area, which is probably where your opponents are, but there's almost certainly someone on or around the payload. So this would have been a better angle, if you can see here. So let's see what you do. Yeah, you had space to go left more, and then you get a better angle there. I think that would have been better, but we'll see what happens. Nice, got the Genji. Get that kill. Good. You played that pretty well. Trying to think what else you could have done better. Definitely would have liked to see you get the high ground, like I think I mentioned earlier. What else? What else could you have done better there? The Dragon Strike, like we talked about, I mean, you got the Genji, and I think you would have still gotten the Genji if you had done what I had said. Maybe you get a little bit more out of it. And then, and also just kind of staying out of the fight for a little bit too long. That wasn't so great. After you killed the Zen, you probably should have stayed in a bit longer, or rather, you know, got back into the fight faster. Okay.
See.
Let's get this moving.
Hello. Understood.
Oh, and you guys got it. Nice. So I'm gonna have to. I have a lot of VOD reviews to do today, so I'm gonna have to wrap this up. So I get the feeling that you don't. I feel like you don't utilize your wall climb nearly enough as you should be. I feel like sometimes you're hesitant of using your wall climb. I'm trying to think of why. So like, you know, back here. Let's see what you were hearing.
Understood.
Okay, I guess he just caught you off guard, and I think you were about to wall climb. But just in general, I feel like a lot of times, in fact, let's go back to that one time where I think I wanted you to get the high ground. It was like it's before all this. Before this, right here. It was after, yeah, no, right here. So like, right now, you could easily get the high ground to your right a little bit. Actually, let's go like right here. Yeah, right here. So like, I would have liked to seen you specifically go up here, like get onto this bridge up here. I think via this. Actually, let me just double check. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can. To be honest, I don't play a ton of Hanzo, so I don't know all the maps very well. But I'm quite certain that you can climb this wall here. Yeah, actually, let me go back a little bit just to verify that. Could be wrong about that. No, I'm pretty sure you can. Yeah. So I would have liked to seen that. So just to wrap up, Dragon Strike usage, like we talked about earlier, try to get him from odd angles. Try to do it as your teammates are engaging. That's going to create the most amount of pressure. That's going to get you the best kinds of Dragon Strikes. And of course, you know, when you combo with things like Graviton, that's great too. But you don't always have things like that to combo with, so you kind of have to get creative with how you do that. Scatters seem on point. Sonic arrows seem on point. I want to see you wall climb more. What else? Positioning is pretty solid. Although I want you to be thinking of like contesting flanks more and pushing them more, trying to get high ground more. Outside of that, your gameplay is pretty good. I think mechanically you're solid. And now you just need to think about the game in a little bit more tactical manner, and then learn how to use the map more. Get the most out of your Hanzo play, because right now I feel like you are a little bit too tied to kind of your back line. Like you kind of just stay back there. But actually, to be completely fair, like right here when you flanked this on the left, that was beautiful. You got kills. I feel like you were putting in work. Unfortunately, your teammates couldn't capitalize on it. But that's going to happen sometimes. Again, the one thing being that I would have liked to see you get high ground on this left side. And just to kind of bring this point home about flanking. A long time ago, when I think I wanted you, it was after you capped the first point. We had an option. You could either go left on bank or go right around the church. Both are viable, but I think that right side, like I think we talked about earlier, is better suited for Hanzo. There's more elevation to work with, and when you do kind of own that side, you kind of get this nice area over here to play with, which has just more. You can see more, right? It's a better vantage point. When you're on this side by bank, you're kind of in these little hallways, which Hanzo can do well with Scatter Arrow, but once Scatter Arrow's down, it's a little bit harder to kind of work with these tight hallways. Whereas up here, in my opinion, you're so deadly up there. So deadly. So, anyways, yeah. Cool. I think that about wraps it up. I hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, please like the video and please subscribe. Thank you.